Hereby calling the meeting of the Green Oak Terra Township Planning and Zoning Department Zoning Board of Appeals to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone could please rise. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up is the roll call of the board, please.
Joe Besso.
Here.
Dan Rinko.
Yes.
Sarah Brazil.
Yes.
Stephen Showerman.
Here.
Jim Yule.
Yes.
Everyone's here. We have a quorum. Next up is a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, voice vote, aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. The agenda is approved. Next up would be the approval of the April 21st, 2026 meeting minutes. Do we have a motion?
So moved. I'll
Second. Oops.
You go ahead.
All in favor, voice vote, aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. Next up is item ZBA 05-2026 for applicant Jason Kuntz. Property address 6826 Kensington Road, Brighton, Michigan 48116 for parcel ID 4716-11-201-001. Property size of 3.706 acres in the zoning district RO Research Office. The applicant is requesting a variance from section 38-191, industrial building construction, to allow a reduced building setback of 40 feet where 100 feet is required for industrial building construction. We'll begin with the applicant's presentation of the case for a maximum of 10 minutes.
Good evening. My name's Alan Pruss with Monument Engineering. I represent Mr. Kuntz. We're here tonight to request a dimensional variance to allow a reduction of required 100-foot setback from the adjacent residential zoning to 40 feet in order to construct an accessory building on the north portion of the existing site. I'll start by emphasizing that this request was driven by physical constraints of the property, not by preference. The parcel has a unique configuration with a narrowed northern portion that is the only practical location available for an accessory structure. When the 100-foot residential setback is applied to this area, it reduces the buildable width to approximately 20 feet. That width is not sufficient to accommodate a functional accessory building consistent with the existing office use of the property. We also evaluated other areas of the site. The southern portion of the site is impacted by documented subsurface conditions where soil borings indicate deep fill extending beyond 20 feet without encountering suitable bearing material. In addition, there is a cross-access easement on the southwest corner of the site that is currently obstructed by the adjacent building to the south, which further limits the usable area of this and restricts the circulation in this portion of the site. As a result, the north end of the property is the only feasible location, but is also the most constrained by the ordinance. The variance we are requesting is a minimum necessary to allow a reasonable size accessory structure. We are not eliminating the setback. We are maintaining a 40-foot buffer, which still provides separation from the adjacent residential zoning, preserves the intent of the ordinance. We've prepared a site plan that illustrates the buildable area and demonstrates how the proposed building fits within the constraints of the property. And based on these conditions, we believe that the request meets the criteria for a dimensional variance and respectfully ask for your consideration. The exhibit I have up kind of shows you the existing buildable area. This is per the ordinance, and this is what the setbacks would look like. So the red hash area is basically what we have deemed to be unsuitable for a new structure. This area in the south part of the site, as you can see, it's currently occupied by the required parking, and then there's nothing but fill in this area of the site, plus the about a 10 or 15 foot of elevation difference. And to demonstrate that in this survey, this entrance here is on the first floor, and this entrance here is on the second floor of the building. In the packet, we provided copies of the soil borings for your consideration, and then just a conceptual plan of what a new building would look like with circulation and the additional parking. And we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. At this point, the board may question the applicant. What questions do we have? I don't think this image was included in our packet that we were sent out, was it? Okay.
It was not?
So the accessory building we're proposing is detached and to the north, yeah?
North.
Correct. And I apologize, I thought I sent this all to Deborah, it's conceptual site
It may have
plan.
been excluded by accident, I'm not sure. In the setback, because my eyes are older than I am, feels like, where is the setback 40 in that
It'd
image?
be right here, on this line here.
So it's a setback to that backside there.
Correct. And this is the 100-foot setback here.
Are there no other spots in the parcel that you could put a building up, or?
Not really, because the only other would be south of here, and then we would have to provide, again, there's fill, and we believe the fill came from across the road some years ago. And there's 20-plus feet of fill. When they were doing the soil borings, they stopped because they got to 20 foot and didn't meet resistance.
It's a
And
pretty
there is-
big topographical difference from
Yeah.
front of the building to the back.
Yes,
Yep.
and I can show you the survey that we did. You can see there's quite a bit of elevation. This is all fill in here. You know, we need to maintain the existing parking to meet the zoning ordinance. And then this right here is an access easement. And again, this is being blocked by the existing building to our south. So prevents, if we did provide any parking up here, it'd prevent proper circulation for emergency vehicles.
How about eliminating the oval parking lot, building your building there, and then putting the parking lot in the area where you plan to put the building?
That would be a consideration, but this is a setback line here. Mr., is it Renko?
Yeah.
Thank you. So we'd have the same issue with asking for a variance for,
You would have to ask for a variance there too.
Yeah, okay.
And they did give you their engineer's thing about the soil on the other side, so.
it's just it's an odd shaped parcel. The geometry, when you're not rectangular, really becomes an issue.
Huh.
Can you switch back to the one that has the accessory building in it?
This one, I'm sorry, you're looking for the
The
other
one that
building?
has I'm sorry, the proposed accessory building.
Sure.
That's currently trees, right?
Pardon me?
That's currently a lot of a
Trees.
wooded area?
This area here?
Yeah.
No, it's open.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Yep.
How about turning the building sideways and putting it closer to the driveway you have over there? What is that white L shaped? That's,
Right here?
yeah, right here.
Yeah, I guess that'd be landscape area.
Well, how about eliminating that and moving the building over?
We could, yeah, we could look at moving things together, for sure.
Would that give you enough, though? Would that give you 60 feet?
We'd still need,
Don't
we
get me
still
wrong,
need
we
to,
all like landscaping, okay?
pardon me?
We all like landscaping.
Understood.
It's
They
just a
would
pretty
still-
substantial change from 100 to 40.
Even if you turn.
Yeah, it is, it's huge. And I see moving it over, but, ooh, would it, would you still need a variance? How many feet would that be?
Well, we need some form of relief because this right here is the existing setback line.
Right, that's what I'm,
So those two lines are kind of equal to the end of that landscape area, and what you would look for is a variance for the rest of the building going west. Follow me?
this is
North is to the left.
Is
But
it-
to the west is also inside the variance, or inside the
Yes.
setback
Yeah,
as well.
this whole area
Right.
is inside the setback right now, the current setback.
Outside.
I mean, perhaps we could slide it over and ask for a little bit less of a relief and
I mean, I agree it's an odd-shaped parcel, but it does seem like the northern part of it is not the odd-shaped part. It's that kind of cutback on the west side that's
Right.
really
yeah,
more
that,
egregious, if you will.
Right here, yeah.
What kind of buffer are you plan to put in there?
whatever, I mean, we look at the ordinance for whatever required landscaping is and provide, necessary screening.
The circulation is good. You're going,
See, I'm talking about flipping or moving
right,
it this way.
you want to move
Using-
that way.
Using this line, okay, the building's gonna be at a little bit of an angle. They would be going for less variance.
Right.
And we're keeping it away from that side.
It would, I wanted to, how many feet is that? That's what I
Well,
was
if
asking.
you look at this, if you look at this line,
Yeah,
If you want.
uh-huh,
so what you're gonna lose is probably a little angle on the building right here,
okay.
which would probably be able to grant them easier grant of a variance if they move that over. And instead of 40 feet,
40
they
feet.
probably would put 65 to 70.
Right, okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay.
invested in the building, the more I'm gonna spend on landscaping and make it a nicer, so that matter, we're gonna build, but the nicer the building, definitely gonna spend on that landscaping.
All right, I have some questions.
Any other questions?
No questions.
You fellas have any questions?
No.
Just for them? All right, we can move on to opening the public hearing. Members of the public who wish to speak can approach the podium for a maximum of 3 minutes for an individual or 5 minutes if you're a group representative.
Before I start, I'd like to ask a question of the board. Did you receive a copy of the owner of the current property, Mr. Christopher Murray's detailed write-up? You have
Right
it?
here, yes.
All right.
Right.
Since he's a general contractor, I felt that he had the greatest expertise to offer into this. Okay. My name's Gary Selke, and along with my wife Cynthia, I own the property at 12940 Sutherland Road, measuring 324.99 feet on the east side and 99.52 feet on the southern border of the proposed variance site. As a reference point, the property to the south, owned by Jason Kuntz, has been constructing a dumpster containment for over a year. The containment still lacks the gates required by the ordinance. This is documented by numerous citations written by the Township Ordinance Officer. The site plan variance in question shows a second dumpster enclosure. If you wouldn't mind, it's on there right now. Shows a second dumpster enclosure, this one to match the storage building built on the east end of the lot. The required driveway that circles the proposed building as shown on the site plan, there will be no room then for any buffers, berms, for instance, to reduce noise, stop traffic from entering our property, or debris from blowing out. In addition, parking for cars is also shown against our property line. This would indicate that parking lights will be necessary, noise and headlights will be constant, and happening day or night. Jay Howie, representing Mr. Kuntz, has shared the statement that Jason has a lot of money and could do whatever he wants on his property.
That's not true.
If you don't like it, you should have bought the property. This speaks volumes about the standoff we're in today. Christopher Murray, the new owner of 12982 Sutherland Road, is a general contractor specializing in site work, site utilities, and commercial development. He has over 30 years' experience in his profession and 45 years of construction experience. He is in the related legal arena. He's considered an expert for testimony on construction. His very detailed objections were furnished via email to Deborah McKenzie. To date, per the Livingston County Drain Commission, following a work stoppage order on November 19th of 2025, no requests for groundwork approval have been submitted. On November 25th, Drain Commission Representative Mark Benson documented that Jay Howie reported they were only clearing and grubbing on this site. He told Mr. Benson that the intention was to build a storage facility, but soil borings did not work out for that purpose. This closed the enforcement. This was obtained through a FOIA request. In summary, we were only one of 6 homes on Sutherland Road. This is a very unique and lucky living experience. All of us are seniors, have attended weddings and funerals in support of each other. We have no issues whatsoever when Zeiss occupied the building to our south. Cooperation was primary. I say no to allowing any variance to this corporation, while I believe that Mr. Kuntz's final objective is to increase his profit margin when he sells this property. It's our objective to not allow him to significantly decrease our property values. He has already destroyed the peaceful setting and increased noise from Kensington Road by his massacre of the Greenbelt and its wildlife by his actions this year. Please take the necessary time to fully read and digest the remarks furnished by all the Sutherland homeowners, both current and prior, before reaching any decision on this matter. I thank you.
Thank you.
You have any questions for me?
We have to let all the public speak first.
I'm sorry?
We have to let the public speak first. Thank you.
I didn't hear
The
you.
rest of the public to speak first.
Oh,
Go ahead, you next. Hi, I'm Cynthia Selke. Since the construction factors and the neighborhood history have already been sufficiently and accurately addressed by Christopher Murray and the Jakowskis, I will address my objections based on what the ordinance officer, Leland Coons, and supervisor, Mark St. Charles, have been hearing from us for the last many months. I might add that Mr. Coons stayed underground and let the objections and tickets fall to manager Mr. Howie. Mr. Howie operates with a hateful attitude, including threatening language and an aggressive tone. This has been consistent with all who have spoken to him. Baseline of these issues is that Jason Coons and his manager have consistently and repeatedly lied to Green Oak Township about their intentions and objectives regarding this disputed property, beginning with the clearing of dead trees and greenery that previously created a necessary green belt between our road and the noise and traffic on Kensington Road. Their clearing included many live trees, which, after being told not to remove, were promptly chipped up to hide their deed. They left a lot of large stumps and a mess overall. We have enjoyed this view since fall. The Murrays will have the worst of it when they arrive from Texas. They were insistent that no one step foot on their precious green belt or easement that falls between our property and now Mr. Murray's. Oddly, after mowing, watering, weeding this strip for nearly 30 years, it's now been not touched since their takeover. It's now another of their blight-filled properties. I believe there's an ordinance stating that no person owning any property less than 1 acre shall permit or maintain any growth of noxious weeds, nor accumulation of dead grass, brush, or 6 inches of unmowed grass, still full of leaves. Maybe the township should send someone over to clean this area and bill OTIA. Following today's storms, by the way, 3 trees in the area that's in question have been now totally uprooted, for they're messy. Are we to assume that moving the storage building 60 foot closer to our homes will not bring more of this mess to our back door, or that the driveway around the building is not encroaching upon our property line and our peace with frequent truck traffic day and night? With any project Mr. Kuntz and all his money dream of, he's not earned any favor from this township, and certainly not from the neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening to the zoning board. My name is Shane Jakowski, previous owner of 12982 Sutherland Road, the property enclosed by the property in talk tonight. To quote the great Teddy Roosevelt, justice consists not in being neutral between right and wrong, but finding out what the right and upholding it, whoever found against the wrong. This is why we are here tonight, to determine if the rules that have been agreed upon by everyone and every business moving into Green Oak Township should be thrown out. Jason would love nothing more than to be proven right, that doing wrong had no consequences. There is an ordinance for enclosing your dumpster to ensure your trash doesn't spill out into other people's property. There is an ordinance for blight so that people don't stare at trash or attract vermin. There is an ordinance for a green belt to protect the residents from having all of their beautiful views turned into buildings. There is an ordinance for setbacks so that residents don't feel the creep of industry breathing down their neck. I bring all of this up because my wife and I made a promise to the eventual buyer of our house that according to the ordinances, the commercial property had to replace the green belt and that they would not be able to build within 100 feet of the property. It would feel to me like an injustice if Jason were allowed to change the rules that there are for everyone. I don't know if it was malice, incompetence, or a combination of both that drove Jason and Jay into breaking the law. If this request is granted, what is stopping them from trying to push the law even further? All I know is that their actions cannot be rewarded. They seem entitled to think that this change in the ordinance creates enough value added to both their business and the township in the form of more revenue and subsequent taxes on that. But I say, what good is that small amount of money if it hurts the soul of the city? Why would people want to move to this township if they know that they could get sold down the river in the interest of a business that doesn't feel like they have to play by the rules? It is not right. I strongly encourage you, if you've not done so already, to read the letters written by Mr. Murray and my wife, Claire Jakowski. It is not just to grant Jason the request to change the setback rules. It is wrong. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Are there any other members of the public who wish to speak at this time? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Now we have 2 minutes allotted for a rebuttal by the applicant.
First off, I have not received a citation from Leland Kuntz at all. I've talked to him on the phone. He understands the difficulty that there's been. My brother had a stroke, and then my shoulder, my rotator cuff ripped off, and my bicep was ripped in half. And I've had a year of recovery. I'm getting it done. All that's left on that dumpster enclosure are gates. They're in the weld shop being made, but I can't make them any faster. But Mr. Jakowski doesn't live there. I don't understand, I get the fact that he doesn't want Jason to do anything with that property. But, both of these neighbors thought that property was theirs. They treated it like theirs. Mr. Selke had his dog fence on that property, on Jason's property, his underground dog fence, the wire. As far as the trees and stuff, yeah, you know why there's 3 trees falling down? Because they're garbage trees. That's why they were cut down, to see what we had. We also ran into, they had so overgrown with weed trees that we ran into 3 piles of bricks from when they built that building, 1979? We had to pay for the grubbing equipment's new blades because they hit so many piles of bricks. And as far as a green belt, Jason and his wife want to make something beautiful. They don't want it to look terrible. They want to make something that they could be proud of. And they would like the neighbors to be happy with it too. But Mr. Selke will never be happy. And I was never disrespectful to him, ever. And I'm never condescending in any way to him. I've treated him like a gentleman. And I've asked him to treat me like a gentleman, which is not what he's done. I think we could do a very good job there. I mean, a beautiful building is gonna be better than a ratted up mess of weed trees and stuff. And as far as Mr. Tchaikovsky, you know, the back of his house is 12 feet off the property line. His own property line, 12 feet.
I think it's 7 feet.
What is it?
I think it's 7 feet.
7 feet.
All right, the 2 minutes are up, sir.
So, you know, there's a lot back and forth here. I know we've made some people unhappy. We certainly didn't intend to, but we'd like to put in a nice building. Those parking spaces don't show where they would show lights into Mr. Selke's house in any way.
So, thank you for your response. Time is complete. At this point,
Do I get to, can I speak as well, or is it just 2 minutes per person? Or per, for our, or
there's just 2 minutes maximum for the applicant, correct?
Yeah, I think
No, as well?
we allow them to go.
So we do plan on building, you know, either a small building or hopefully a larger building. If we're able to build, you know, a little bit larger building, and the more money I've invested in the building, the more I plan on spending on, you know, an area to block the view, you know, and
A green
put
belt.
a green belt and put in more landscaping. If we use what we have currently, you know, we're gonna put up a building, just, we'd like to, you know, maximize the space and use it, and you know, we plan on putting in a very nice green belt if we're allowed to do what we'd like to do, so.
All right, thank you. At this time, we'll entertain any motions for decision by the ZBA. Unless there are further questions to ask.
I'll make a motion to deny for ZBA case 05-2025, applicant Jason Coons, property address 6826 Kensington Road, Brighton, Michigan 48116, parcel ID 4716-11-201-001, property size 3.706 acres, zoning district RO Research Office. The applicant was requesting a setback of 60 feet variance for zoning 38-191. I see that this could be a detriment to the thing to the community, and that there is no real hardship causing any other things. You can move it or do other things to it, so.
I'll second that.
Could we get a roll call vote, please?
Jim Yule,
Yes.
Bill Bethel,
Yes.
Gary Dahl,
Yes?
Dan Ringo,
Yes.
Stephen Sauerman.
Yes. Vote is 5-0, the applicant is denied. Thank you for your time.
I think if you could redesign it, and like I mentioned, move that over somehow, and come to us with a variance a lot smaller than what you were asking for.
We will. We're gonna build with what we have, but you know, we'll come back with new drawings and
Okay.
with a slightly smaller variance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move next to the DBA case 06-2026 for applicant Eric Beaton, property address 8606 Bonaventure in Brighton, Michigan 48116, parcel ID 4716-19-201-039. Property size is .33 acres. It is zoning district R2, single-family residential. The applicant is requesting a variance from section 38-136 to reduce the required side and rear yard setbacks in order to construct a residential addition. Start with the applicant's presentation of the case for a maximum of 10 minutes.
Good evening. Can you hear me? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, great. First off, I want to thank the board for their time this evening. I also want to thank Deborah and Ashley in the office. They were very helpful for me. So, as of written, I'm requesting a variance from ordinary setback requirements for my property at 8606 Bonaventure Drive, just across 23 here. Specifically, I'm requesting relief to allow encroachment due to the unique circumstances and hardships related to both the shape of the lot and the placement of the septic system, per the section of the regulations referenced. The proposed addition is going to extend approximately 15 feet to the northwest side of the existing home. I'm estimating this requires a variance of approximately 8 feet to the existing rear setback and approximately 4 feet to the existing front setback. Important to note that both of these setbacks are on what is probably more appropriately described as the side of the home, and due to the odd lot shape, there is no side setback on the northwest corner of the property. The current front and rear setback lines converge at the northwest portion of the lot, resulting again in a situation where no side setback is available. This is a unique configuration that severely restricts any options for addition or improvement, limiting the usable area of the lot. The placement of the septic tank at the rear of the home precludes any extension in that direction, which is to the southwest, and that creates a hardship in utilizing the property to its reasonable fullest. I'd also like to highlight that there are no neighbors or occupied properties in the affected direction, so the requested encroachment does not impact any adjoining properties or the public. Again, the odd lot shape combined with the septic tank placement creates a practical difficulty and unnecessary hardship in complying with the current setback requirements. The existing front setback, again, extends all the way to the rear setback with no designated side setback on the northwest of the lot. This variance would enable us to extend our home in a manner that's consistent with the character and appearance of surrounding homes, and it will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. I did provide a sketch of the proposed addition, but also a sketch of the existing lot shape. You can see it's effectively triangular in nature, and I'm referencing, I apologize, there's no page numbers on this, but it's the 4th page of the document. You can see the shaded area to the northwest is the proposed addition. The line on the left-hand side of the property, which is to the west, comes with a rear setback. And then to the north, that line going across is deemed a front setback. Again, I'll emphasize that there's no side setback on that portion of the property. To the west of my property is the Vernon Agnes Hoschel Conservation Easement. So that area we enjoy very much and will remain untouched. You'll see to the north of my home, there is a green space that is indicated as a future road extension. Because of the existence of that conservation easement, we don't anticipate, and I've discussed with my neighbors in our HOA, that any future road will go in that area. I think that virtually concludes my discussion here, and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Open up to the board for any questions for the applicant.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for the packet that you put together over here.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's very nice. You won't believe some of the chicken scratch that we get sometimes and trying to figure out where everything's are. And so this has been very comprehensive. And the picture of the house, front elevation, is a good looking place. It's nice. It's a good idea.
With regard to the future road extension, it's just, it looks like an open lot, actually. I didn't realize until I looked back at the packet that it's a road extension plan. So that's not a lot that could potentially be for sale?
Not to my knowledge. It's owned by the HOA currently.
Okay.
And yeah, it is effective. It's just.
It may not have the dimensions to be able to build on anyways.
Frankly, I
No,
doubt that it
doesn't,
would.
but I don't know what you do with the road there, but
there's nowhere to
We can
go with
anywhere,
that,
yeah.
that road
Sidewalk.
effectively.
Knowing home associations, they could never get together and do whatever they
That's a fair
wanted to
point.
do with it anyways.
I apologize, I don't recall what it said in the packet. Is this an addition to the home? Is this a deck? Is this,
Yeah, so this is an addition, it's gonna be, a living dining room area,
okay.
correct?
It'll be integrated into the structure of the house as far as the. roof
Yes,
and
exactly, so we intend to match the existing materials and colors, et cetera.
We're a growing family. Let's see.
That's right, we've been in the house for about 10 years, and I've got a 9 and 6-year-old, so a couple of additions.
You'll need the space.
Correct.
It seems we have a pretty clear practical difficulty with
He
the
does.
shape of the lot.
Shape of the lot
His
and
topography is
the septic fields,
fields, yep, he's got,
you're landlocked. It'd be nice if every lot was square in the whole, but we live in Michigan, so we can't go we can say what we live like, but people in Colorado, they have to use a square. This makes it easy.
we don't have square, well, I have a square, but not everybody does, yeah.
I'm sure there are some houses in that sub
Oh,
that
my
have a
one
little bit
across
more
the street's a pond.
Correct.
normal size or shape, but yours
So
does
is
not.
my
Correct.
first house over there.
Want to make a motion? You want me to?
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve,
We can't,
oop,
you gotta go through the steps.
Oh.
Are there other questions?
question?
No. Okay. You do have to open to the public for a maximum of 3 minutes to an individual or 5 minutes to a group representative.
Good evening. My name is Bob Dene. I'm a neighbor of Eric's. 2 lots south of his. So I've got another one of those pie-shaped lots on another cul-de-sac. And this addition from my backyard, I'll just see the corner of it, so I've got no issues with this. So I just wanted to show up here in support of this because I know what he's dealing with on his lot as well. So, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Any other members of the public wish to speak at this time? Seeing no one, we will close the public hearing. Maximum of 2 minutes allowed if you have any rebuttals or further comments.
No further comments from me, appreciate your time.
Thank you. Now we can entertain a motion for a decision.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve let me get the correct numbers now. Where are they? I got them
Here.
here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. To approve the variation for property address number 8606 Bonaventure Drive, Brighton, Michigan 48116, ZBA 062026 on property ID 471-6-19-201-039, property size 33 acres. The practical difficulty is the location of the septic fields allows the homeowner to do absolutely nothing with his current location and the size of the lot.
Topographical issues. Friendly,
The what?
friendly reminder, the irregular shape of the lot.
Irregular shape of the lot, obviously. You got that, Kelly?
I'll second it.
A second. Can we get a roll call vote, please?
Stephen Showerman,
Yes.
Bill Besso, Dan Rico,
Yes.
Jim Newell,
Yes.
Jared Pasquale.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. You have your variance. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Alrighty, moving on to new business. Do we have any new business? Seeing no Debbie and seeing no new business, I'll say no.
Debbie, tell us.
No old business that where anybody's aware of? Correspondence beyond what we were provided prior to the meeting?
Nope.
All right. Final call to the public. If anyone wishes to speak, you have 3 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on whether you're individual or group representative.
I'd like to have a word. I appreciate the response and the effort that the board put in. There's issues that tonight I felt as though all we could talk about was the variance. And I'd like, at some point, the board to take a look at the piece of property they're proposing to put that building on. There's a grade variation of 6 or 8 feet between our property and where they want to put the building. So if they put that driveway right up against our property line, I don't know if we're going to start to lose ground if it starts to cave in. One of the issues that they're not addressing, their building plan, the site plan, shows that, you know, there's cars there. There's got to be a bathroom. We asked Deborah if there was any talk of a bathroom, and she said, no, it's just, this is all you can talk about tonight is this variance. But if they've got people in there, they got a bathroom, they got to have a septic field. And the way they're building that piece of property and developing it with a driveway meant to circle the building to get to a dumpster, there's not going to be any room for a septic field, engineered or otherwise. And all that was covered in Mr. Murray's write-up. I got that same feeling when I went out and talked to the Drain Commission. So I would, before this comes back and we're just dealing with the variance again, it seems like the township ought to be saying, is that site even buildable for what they want to do? And I have no idea how the Planning Commission works or anything. I know I'm kind of an innocent bystander on all this, but there seems to me that there's a lot of issues circumventing that building from ever being put on that site. But I'll leave it to you people, because you're the experts.
Well, we are the zoning board of appeals, so we really only deal with variances. That would be, I don't know, Dan, would we say that's a planning commission issue or?
Yep,
Planning Commission and the Building Department.
and yep,
So
site plan approval.
whether we agree or disagree, that's not the
But
purvey of what this board
when I
does.
went out and talked to the Drain Commission, it's my understanding they can't do anything in the way of construction until they get approval from them on the soil and those kinds of things. Is that
Right, soil erosion and what have you, yeah.
okay? And they've never even,
Fences and a
they've never
temporary
applied for that
driveway.
yet, so, okay,
That's not a big hurdle, but it's something they've got to go through first.
all right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public wish to speak? Seeing none, we'll close the call to the public and we'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
It passes 5-0. We are adjourned.